Your man Zulu, aka John Morris. I'm here with my brother Josh Wilmer, aka Jay Will, and my big brother Young Darius, Big Derry. All right, man, let's hop into it. It's the first official week of football. College football starts this weekend. Got 11 games on the board. Saturday, August 27th is going down. All right. We got big names to talk about, man. What we got WKU on the board. We got Vandy on the board, UNC on the board, FSU. Nebraska Northwestern might be the best game of the night. You got Vandy Hawaii in the day. What's y'all thoughts? What we got?
Go ahead, Darius.
If I was a betting man, I'd probably take Nebraska to cover the spread.
Okay.
If I was a smart man, I'd probably take Vandy on the money line. And if I was a gutsy guy, I'd probably take UConn at plus 28.5. That's just me, though. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I tried to help you out. If y'all don't want to follow suit, then it's all. Without living up in them bootsy feelings, then you're gonna be like, oh, listen.
I mean, so how you feel? Are you a gutsy guy this weekend for sure? You taking UConn for real?
I'm 100% taking UConn versus New Mexico. I don't think New Mexico has what it takes. Or Nevada, is it Nevada? I don't think Nevada.
UConn playing Utah State.
Utah State. I don't think Utah State has what it takes. Utah State hadn't really been nothing since Jordan Love left. You know?
Huh? Utah State? They beat Oregon State last year.
Blue.
Listen, UConn that brought in Jim Mora, he about to change the game for over there for UConn. I got UConn. They gonna have to make me believers, right?
All right.
Plus 2.5 on UConn. Nebraska covering the spread at 13. I think Casey Thompson finally pushes Scott Frost over their edges. Nebraska always did. Maybe not. I think this is the year they finally get to their 8-9 bowl game. And
that one, big brother, but I mean, we can agree to disagree on that for sure.
Go ahead, Zeus.
I believe in Casey Thompson. You know, he a former hooker. And lastly, real risky. You know, we know what Vanderbilt is. We know what Hawaii is. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Don't listen to me. If you can stay away from the game, I can't because I got a habit. So I don't know what y'all gonna do about that. I'm gonna let y'all decide on that one. But 28 and that plus 28.5 and minus 13 is on my lock for this weekend.
Any wise words, Mr. J. Will? You are Mr. College Football Ready.
I don't know about that UConn prediction, but we'll see. Kind of got to watch the game. You got to check that out. I'm looking at it now. Florida State's probably going to dominate. North Carolina's going to dominate probably. But that's going to see where the ACC is at in the terms of what North Carolina does their first game because they are one of the top.
Granted, FAMU isn't your average D1 AA.
I mean,
either. They actually are pretty competent.
Off of what Darius said last week, the ACC the best conference. Better conference than the Big 12. You're right. My bad. I'm fixed. Better conference than the Big 12.
I hope it proves right this year. That's all I know.
Vandy and Hawaii. I don't know who's gonna be up for that game for real, fam.
I mean, it's the same people to me.
I got Nevada. I got Vandy winning that game. I got Nevada winning against New Mexico State. I got North Texas beating UTEP. I got North Carolina winning. FAU and Charlotte probably be an interesting game. I got Iowa. Go ahead.
FAU and Charlotte is going to be a very intriguing game.
Yeah.
If I was a man, I'd do plus 7.5 on Charlotte, but you got to listen to me. I make bad decisions.
UNLV probably going to win. I got Nebraska beating Northwestern.
You got the spread or what?
Huh?
You got them covering the spread or what? Let the people know. They want to know.
I ain't into gambling, so I mean. But they probably will cover the spread, though. I got Austin Peay beating WKU. Plot twist 0.
Well, you know Bailey Zappi is gone, so you know.
And Stern, so they top top 2 people on the team gone. I don't know if Tinsley gone, but we'll see. We shall see. But Illinois for sure is gonna beat Wyoming. But other than that, that's it. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
In terms of that Saturday, I don't know if we want to push on the Saturday or not, but
Hold that. We have a couple of that. Outside of unless you want to jump straight to the top 25 about it.
Is that this
Yeah, you know what? Might as well. If you dived in, you dived in.
Hold on, let me see if this Saturday. No, this ain't this Saturday. So
No.
that's next week. So we'll talk about that next week, chat. Let's go,
Sure.
P. Go ahead, dude.
Let's go, Pete. So, with that being said, though, I did want to talk about the even necessarily about the schools per se, but we talked about how we feel like there's a bias in the committee, right? So I want to know, and it kind of brought us into the conferences, right? Power level of conference. So Darius made a statement that the ACC is better than the Big 12. I mean, Joshua seems to disagree.
Fam is on crack rocks.
If you got any words for it, go ahead, let us know. But why 2, why 4, and why? I'm an ACC fan because of Miami, but someone who isn't, and somebody who isn't a Big 12 fan, I feel like y'all can speak unbiasedly about this. But go ahead, Darius, start us out. Why?
So first of all, I just want everybody to take note that the preseason polls apparently agree with me, right? The preseason poll has 5 ACC teams in it. The only conference they got is the SEC, right? Then we talk about from a draft standing. All of the ACC quarterbacks can be gone in the top 4 rounds. Maybe, right? It's hard to predict how a draft can go, but they got. Is it safe to say they have 5 of the top 15 quarterbacks in one conference? That would be the ACC, right? Then when you talk about a competitive standpoint from the top down, I think just off the quarterback position alone is what makes teams like Virginia competitive. It makes teams like Louisville competitive. It makes teams like Wake Forest competitive, right? So when you make teams like NC State competitive.
Fam.
So when you talk about
this was based off of last year, fam, not this upcoming season.
Well, this upcoming season, all them teams are just not in the top 25.
That's cool. Okay, that's cool.
Right? So in the preseason polls, we can only go back. Since we can't go back last year, we got to go back what the preseason polls say, right? The preseason polls say the ACC is second to the SEC. That's what this is.
So this is what I am going to say. I don't disagree with you on draft, but draft is also draft off of potential.
Right.
Second of all, week 1, we will see Pitt versus West Virginia. There's your Big 12 matchup. And if Pitt loses, it's just going to draw the red. It's going to draw the leg. I didn't say it was. I just said it's going to draw the red flag.
I'm throwing my hand in the ring on that. It's not going to happen.
You don't even know who Pitt got, fam.
Bro.
Yeah, like I said.
Outside of losing, I mean, Kenny Pickett is out, Jordan Addison's out, sure. I'll take Pitt's team over West Virginia team.
But they still got one of the top coaches in the ACC in Pat Narduzzi.
I do like Narduzzi.
He is a hell of a coach. He is a hell of a coach.
But still, so the Big 12 is just
Oklahoma State and Baylor.
No, it's not. They're top 4. Let's put it like this. They're top 4. If you were to say the ACC is deeper, I agree with that. Possibly. Outside of Wake Forest, I don't believe in them. But if you want to say deeper, then yes. But if you want to say the top of the tops, they're not touching the Big 12. Big 12 would have literally had 3 teams playing the New Year's Six Bowls last year.
Well, teams playing each other. Do that really count?
Huh?
They had 2 teams playing each other. Does that really count?
Who's the 2 teams playing each other?
Oklahoma State.
They played each other.
I mean, their conference, I don't know how many the ACC got in their conference. I'm not for sure if it's 13 or 14.
Even if that's the case, that makes the conference better. From top down, it's more competitive in the ACC than it would be in the top 4. Now you talking about just top heavy cream, sure.
What do you mean? They got Iowa State, they got Oklahoma State, of course. They got Oklahoma.
Understand off what you just
they
said.
got Baylor. TCU is probably gonna be better this year.
We hope, but I'm saying,
bro, we hoping that Wake Forest is gonna be better. We hoping that Pitt's gonna be good.
I mean, Wake Forest is going to start quarterback. Wake Forest starting quarterback.
We hoping that Louisville will be good. Louisville had bringing back the same team last year. We hoping they're gonna be good. They've been doing that the past 2 years.
Quinn Johnson gonna be super nice. Quinn Johnson gonna be super nice, but TCU ain't hitting no nothing. No?
Yeah, but I'm saying.
I'm
just saying to your point, Josh.
Who is hitting?
What you said first was you said deeper. Deeper meaning if you go down the list.
I mean, I just think they got more. I just think they got more teams. That's about it. And then they all don't play each other. It's because they got it split away. The Big 12, they all play each other. So they're playing 1, maybe 2 out of conference games, and then the rest of it is a Big 12 schedule.
You really don't know if they're good like that either, because the conference ACC at least playing people outside themselves.
ACC, fam. North Carolina playing FAMU to start the year. Like, come on, fam. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. They play the 2 teams. They just don't play both sides. They
a 2 game, bro.
Go ahead. Yeah,
true. Game. Come on, family.
I do think there's a disadvantage for the schools that come play their first game the week after that. Because the schools that played the week before that, they got a chance to advantage up what they've been messing up. So they got a chance to go work it up. So I don't like that.
Started at the same time.
Yeah, I don't like that. So,
but I'm with you 1,000%.
But I mean, like the ACC, they all don't play each other.
But here's the thing, though, right? When we talk about the Big 12, the same 3 teams reign supreme, right? So you really can't count Texas because they just got back compared. And
I didn't even say Texas.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. The same 3 teams. It's gonna be Oklahoma. It's gonna be Baylor. You can't even say Baylor got good last year.
They were good the year before that.
Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. Now Baylor. Them the same teams. Now when you look at the ACC,
but if you look at the ACC, Clemson's been running the ACC. No other team has won besides Pitt of last year. Clemson has won every single year.
But look,
fam.
But look though, you're right. But them cats out there are national champions too.
Hey, I'm not disagreeing with that. I didn't say they wasn't. They probably won't be in nothing like that. But if you talking about top heavy, they only have one team that's competing literally every year.
Look, they got like 4 or 5 other teams ranked in the top 5.
And they go to bowls. We're not making bowl games.
I mean, the whole Big 12 go to bowl games for real, fam. Unless you just flat out terrible. I mean, you 66, you going to bowl games.
True that.
Do they got teams ranked in the top 25 though?
I'm pretty sure they do. I just ain't gonna go look at it. I'm pretty sure Oklahoma State, Baylor, Oklahoma's in there.
That's only 3.
That's it.
I go look.
That's it. ACC got Wake, Pitt, Miami, North Carolina State, and I'm missing. That's it. Yeah. 4-3.
Wake, Pitt, Miami, North Carolina State, and Clemson.
And Clemson, I'm tripping out. I look dead at them.
I don't know what's wrong with you, fam.
5-3. And then by the end of the year, who knows? Matter of fact, I'm gonna look up what it was at the end of the year. At
the end of the year?
In the last year.
They only had Clemson in there.
In the top 25?
Yeah.
Pitt went in there?
No.
Pitt lost. Well, Pitt probably was in there. Pitt.
I got you. North Carolina, Clemson, Wake Forest, North Carolina State. And then out of the Big 12, Oklahoma State, and Baylor. So 3-3.
3-3.
Oh, and Pitt, my bad. 4-3. Sheesh. Blind.
You ain't treasurer.
I ain't treasurer.
I'm telling you from like a competitive standpoint.
They not competitive over there, bro.
They gotta be something. It's gotta be something.
Fam. This year gonna tell you everything you need to know.
We'll find out.
This from the quarterback position, the most important position on the team, bro. They got 5 players that can go in rounds between rounds 1 and 4.
Who the 5? North Carolina's? Not Clemson, but he possibly could because they drafted him.
He ranked 4 in the analysts 2023 quarterback draft.
Yeah, we know what Mel Kiper and them be doing.
Van Dyke, he ranked 8th.
Devin
Freeze ranked 9th. Sam Hartman's ranked like
who was that?
13. Wake Forest quarterback.
Malik Cunningham.
Hartman?
Yeah.
Hartman, yeah. Malik Cunningham? Yeah.
Bryce Armstrong's like 11?
We'll see. Bruh, all I'm saying, we'll see. Miami might not finish in there. Pitt might not finish in there. Wake Forest might not finish in there.
Oh, you talking about the top 25?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a waiting game.
Look, though, but to your point, that's easy to say because they be smacking each other. Brothers, what I'm telling you.
They don't. No. Okay, let's put it like this. All right, I'm gonna clear up. They smacking each other. One side is smacking each other. The other side ain't smacking each other. So I think it's the Miami, Clemson, Florida State side. No, not Florida State. Miami, Clemson, whatever side those two on. I do believe they smacking each other.
Travis gonna be better this year. Travis has it.
Boy, shut up. This man crazy.
Hey, get him out of here, man.
Look, top 25 to me, man. This is all I'm gonna say. Fight on, Trojans.
Hook 'em.
We gonna finish in the top 10
In what?
rankings.
Okay.
We gonna lose 2 games this season. I already 2 or 3 games.
Okay.
Hey, don't let that man punk you, fam.
He ain't punking me, bro. I already got the 3 games that we gonna lose. We probably gonna lose to Notre Dame. More recruits.
Hey,
They
he's
already
still in his business.
They already ish. The other one, Utah might embarrass us because of Cam Rising. You never know. Could be different. We could win. I don't know. These are the games I expect us to lose. And I hate to say it, I don't want to lose the victory bell, but we're probably gonna lose to UCLA.
Is Thompson Robinson going back?
Yep, he's still there.
Mine got about 7 years though.
Oh, everything.
What y'all the floating rumor? So what y'all think about the floating rumor about the conference splitting up? We got teams in the ACC talking about the SEC,
Bruh,
the Big Ten.
For what they trying to do, they trying to be like the NFL, fam. They trying to make this a super big conference. Big Ten and SEC gonna get all the teams, just like it's the AFC versus the NFC, and they just gonna split them all into divisions, and they gonna create a bigger playoffs, and they gonna fight their way to the championship. And they gonna make them play less games because they don't want them kids getting hurt and then go to the league and not being able to have a career, even though they're getting paid like they're in the league.
Do you think they'll take it as far as how the FCS does it, like that big pool?
Nah, they won't do
that. I feel like if that was the easiest way to make everybody satisfied, and you either get in or you don't, and if you,
I think they're gonna get to. I want to say I don't know the little bracket size or whatever, 8 or 12 teams. Maybe 16. They probably get to 16, and then they're going to have 4 non-Power 5 conference schools in there. So that's going to take them down to 12, and they're going to let the top 12 just battle it out.
And I think that's fair when you talk about, because we rave about who in the top 10, right? So when you get teams like that non-Power 5 team, like Cincinnati, who might be as good as they were last year, but they've showed in the past 2 or 3 years that they're going to be competitive no matter who they play.
Yeah.
Right. When you get those teams in there and you stretch the playoffs from like 1 to 12, I think that also makes rooms for excitement. So now who goes to say that Georgia don't lose to Oklahoma State, right? Now we got Oklahoma State and probably whoever playing in the championship games instead of the same 4, right? Because in actuality, bro, it's one spot. It's 25 teams fighting for one spot initially, right? Because we're gonna say Alabama gonna have one of them, right? We're gonna say that
it's gonna be 6 SEC teams in there.
We're gonna say Ohio State got one of them, and we're gonna say Clemson probably got one of them, right? You got. That means you got 23 teams fighting for one, right? because you gotta eliminate that second Big Ten and that second SEC school possibly. So that leaves you 23 teams fight for one spot. I don't think that's really realistic in terms of competitiveness or fairness. Really.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Zoo.
You was talking about, or at least in the FCS, their bracket is 16 teams. There's 16 teams in there playing all the way to the championship. And that's basically it up. That's the Christmas holiday. They done by the time New Year's hit.
I don't think they go 16 then. They'll go 8 max.
I think,
more competitive.
I think you can live with 8, right? Because probably when you get to 9 to 10, this probably when you get around the range of 2 or 3 lost teams.
Yeah.
Right. So I think 8, you go from 1 to 8. You got every conference representative in there likely, right? Unless one conference just automatically nobody is performing.
Well, you're gonna have 4 automatic bids. ACC, 5. ACC, Big 12, SEC, Pac-12, 4. My bad.
All your major conferences are delighted, and then you got 3.
Then you got your second.
I think they're gonna if they go 8, it's gonna be
Notre Dame in there, so that's gonna take away a spot because they're independent anyway.
Well, they play ACC schedule, so so I just basically call them an ACC school. They gonna have 2 non-power 5s. Other 2 is gonna be the 2 lost teams. That's how you even it out.
And
if they go 16, it's 8 SEC teams that's gonna make it. Because it's literally going to be – I can't sit here and – a committee be wrong, but, like, we can't really sit here and be like a 2-loss Georgia team ain't better than a 1-loss Cincinnati team. Like, I'm just sorry.
Thanks.
But at the same time, I do believe that Cincinnati played Bama better than any of the last Big Ten teams they had, except Ohio State before the conference, or when it first started.
When it first opened up, yeah.
They played them better. Like I seen Notre Dame get smashed. I seen Michigan State get smashed. I seen Michigan get smashed by Georgia. Oklahoma was putting up points versus them. They just couldn't stop a snail on the road.
Yeah, Oklahoma just couldn't stop them. But Oklahoma was thinking back.
Yeah, they wasn't going out like nothing now. They was not going out like nothing at all. But like, that's what I just believe in that. And if we get to the college football playoffs now, I'm not going to be surprised if we see a 2-loss SEC team in there. And that's going to start the controversy of, like, why we not expanding.
Right.
So, I mean,
it's going to be, at the end of the day, you'll never satisfy everybody unless you put in, goddamn Tallahassee State or something. And then everybody see him get drugged, and it's like, all right, this is what you asked for. And folks complain about a game. You know what I'm saying? Being realistic. But, I think it is a way to open it up to just, you get the Power 5 in, you get some non-Power 5 schools in there, and then finally, your 2-loss team, or if your independent is worthy enough, they get in there, and then everybody play. Duke it out.
But I think it's going to coincide, too. Like, you can kind of sense the direction, because it makes sense, right? Like Josh said. Yeah. They're pretty much going to have 2 conferences, bro, and they're going to break them down in the division. It's going to be the Big Ten and the SEC, right? They already got other teams inquiring about joining the Big Ten. They got other teams, SEC, right? So when you get those teams in there, then you start duking it out. Now, I'm not saying this is what happened. Now, Texas got to go through Alabama.
No,
right?
No, you saying that's what's going to happen.
Now USC got to go through Ohio State, right? Now you start getting more credit because these teams are flashing ahead. There's no more. You eliminate the idea of strength of schedule. You eliminate the idea of who they play and when did they lose and all this other stuff, right? Then you just go on like the NFL go on. You just go on. If you make it, you make it. If you don't, you don't.
So Zero said, do you think there'll eventually be 2 super conference? I already said it's gonna be like the NFL. They trying to figure out a way. From what I was reading, probably like a month ago, they're trying to figure out a way how they can play less games. Because these college kids, they go to pro day now because they didn't play 3 straight years of 15, 16 games. And now you starting to get the rare injury that never happened. The Achilles are getting torn. So now that's wear and tear on constantly them not using basically their toes because they could possibly be tired because they're trying to win a championship type issue.
or if they play less games, it's less likely them skip out on the games at the end of the season.
I mean,
they missing because they not played. How many of the game? 13 games usually, something like that.
no, they play 15, fam.
15. Bad.
Well, they play 13, but like it's 14 now. I forgot they ain't in the BCS era. Zero said, will it be a playoff a span? Yeah, probably so.
Yeah,
probably 18.
It has to be 18 at that point.
Yeah. You might have to.
It's gonna be 2 SEC teams in there, 1 Big 10, 1 Pac-12, 1 Big 12.
And hook them.
And then you're gonna get your 1 out of conference, maybe 2. I don't even know if that's 8, but yeah. But when Texas to Oklahoma, I don't know why people disagree with me on this, because Texas ain't them going through it right now. But when Texas to Oklahoma gets to the SEC, they're gonna be getting dragged the first couple of years. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. They just ain't got the depth in the line yet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now that'll be that one-off game that the top SEC schools will lose, but
hey, and Archie, we trust.
Hey! I know. We about to change subjects here shortly, but I do want to bring this up, Darius. I do want to let you know Texas A&M lost to Mississippi State last year.
What's your point?
The point is, so you saying that you said they beat Alabama, right?
Yeah.
So that means Memphis can beat Alabama? Because Memphis beat Mississippi State.
Hey, fam, I just feel like when you put on that helmet and you put on that chalk line, all them rankings and all that garbage go out the door. Those guys line up and they drop their nuts, and the best team don't win.
On that day.
And may I add, and I'm a Memphis native, but I ain't gonna sit here and act like they didn't cheat Mississippi State.
That's part of the game.
Yeah, hey, as long as you know. But I ain't gonna sit here and act like Memphis was just out on Mississippi State. I'm supposed to punt return for a touchdown when the play was dead. So,
It was what it was.
Play wasn't dead, fam.
I won off the game, but I'm just letting you
mad.
Yeah.
Hey, so to zip it up on college, right?
Zero said not if Murray State playing Alabama. This foregone conclusion. Fam.
All right.
Hey.
They don't want to see us in basketball though.
They don't want to see us hooping at all.
Probably not no more, but
we don't want to see us no more either, for sure.
Yeah, they come out in that silk black and get silk back home.
So check me out. So I don't know if y'all seen this either. Last thing I read about some college news was the idea of a college football playoff as a whole being ungoverned by the NCAA, removing itself from NCAA governance. So all the presidents of the committee that run the committee now would then be the sole forum body, democratic body for college football playoffs. Yeah, I mean, it seems like that's what they already do. I don't know what the NCAA necessarily controls outside of like suspensions, all that other stuff that they, say they govern now. But I think it would just go back to what we're already doing. Bypass
that next, because they ain't doing nothing. They gonna have the same committees. Alabama's still gonna make it every year. They can lose the worst game of the year, and they still gonna be in there.
So I'm saying,
and I like the idea of it, right? Because of what he just said, right? So you eliminate their team bias, right? Regardless if Alabama belongs there or not. Let's just say, like the year they beat LSU the second time, that should have been Stanford's spot.
Or Oklahoma State.
Spot, right? Yeah. But they gave it to Alabama but when you eliminate the NCAA and you talk among the chancellors and the ADs, I think you open up for less room for biasness, because now you're doing what's better for the game and not what's better for the fans. That makes sense.
Like, so the money you bring on the TVA.
I think that was president of those chancellors and the ADs. They put the school in mind, whereas the NCAA, they're putting more of the fans and the funds in mind.
So Alabama gonna have the fans and the funds. I get what you're saying. I believe nothing's gonna really change. It's still gonna be the same bias. They don't really look at, for you, bro, you gotta randomly find somebody who knows like football and they don't watch college football and put the schedule in front of them and be like, if you had to start a 4-conference team right now, we just gonna put like the number team, what they was ranked according to the rankings, put it beside each team, and pick your 4 out of your top 6, top 5, whoever's in there, and just let it do like that. They ain't gonna never do that. They'll never be that. Half of them, they gotta make sure they have Alabama in there.
They gonna put as many.
But I mean, to his point is, if you don't have the overwhelming NCAA money grab over top of you, as AD, you really gonna talk about, all right, look, like watching the game, bro. Yeah, I mean, Alabama's gonna play its way in there if they do what they're supposed to do every year. We expect them to do. But if it's a 2-loss Alabama team and they lost to a Texas A&M and which college clearly outplaying them this year, okay, now it's not just automatic throw them in there anyway because the money. Like now it's surely it turns a little bit.
Yeah. So Zero said he said they'll still be biased because they're giving a power.
In there and see what happens.
Yeah, we got you. We didn't hear nothing you said, but yeah, we got you.
I seen I froze. It's all good. But anyway,
hold on. Zero said they'll still give the power. They'll still be biased because they give the power to the benefit of the doubt. And also, for example, he said Alabama will lose by 30 and Oklahoma State will lose by 14. Both will have 1 loss and Alabama will still get the nod. That's with any SEC. To be frank, that's with any SEC team, unless it's Vandy.
That's so crazy to me, bro. It's like degrading every other conference and every other coach, right?
That's what they do.
How can you sit here and say, to use your example, right? So let's say both of them play Texas, right? They both got to play Texas this year. Let's say Alabama lose by 30 and Oklahoma State lose by 14. And they're going to do exactly that, right? Because Alabama's going to come back and beat
every team in the conference.
And Texas A&M, now they reign supreme, but where Oklahoma State, they might end up losing to Baylor, and they're like, well, who the better team? Like, bro, how is that realistic? That's not realistic, bro.
It can't be realistic. I mean,
yeah, you're gonna be hopeful. Reality is up to somebody else's perception. But the contract ended in 2025, so we got technically 2 more years or 3 more years to think about it.
It ain't gonna. Oklahoma and Texas won't be competitive in that conference.
You sleep.
Not to start. Texas A&M's going through the same thing. They started in 12, and they already
when they first got there.
They started in 12.
Texas A&M wasn't competitive.
No, they had one good. Off of you, they had one good year.
You seen Johnny out there cooking on folk.
Yeah, that's the only good year. Johnny was going crazy, but that was the only good year.
Be like that.
That only good year. That's the only year they won, I believe, 10+ games. And it was under Kevin Sumlin. But the next 2 years after that, before Kevin Sumlin got fired, it was 8-5, and then it was 4-9. And then Jimmo came.
Hey, Kevin Sumlin wasn't no good coach, man. I'm just gonna put that out there. Johnny made him good as he was, but he wasn't great.
Hey, the way it look in the league.
Sometimes you gotta ride the wave, baby. Different spots, different strokes for different folks. So speaking of the league,
he went to Arizona and it was a show.
Arizona had nothing for him.
Fam, that Arizona didn't have nothing for them, bro. Arizona lost to Northern Arizona, fam. 2 years ago, bro. We could have went out there and did better than that.
Possibly.
But speaking of the NFL,
he in the lead though now.
I need to recap from week 1 preseason. Not the recap, but like from week 1 to now. Have y'all seen any improvement from the backups or overall team in general in terms of who they need to cut or keep?
Hey, Kenny Pickett won the job. That's what I know.
Who?
Kenny Pickett won the job. That's what I know for sure. He won the job for sure. Hey,
you think so?
Listen, bro. That last game, the first game I was like so. The last game I was a little more convincing. I seen him make some throws in some spots where, again, he was like the most pro-ready quarterback coming out last year, right? By the analyst merit. And it looked like it. Like, hey, I'm going to sit in this. I can make this one off the back foot throw, or I can step up a little bit and make some run here. I can hold it. I'm going to throw it away. Decisive throw is what I saw. He looked mature. He looked like he was He been in that system for a while. Granted, he's just going from Pitt to Pittsburgh, so it's a close marriage. You get to kind of have that correlation, that relationship. But he looked good. Like with the way Mr. Trubisky looked and with the way he looked, I mean, if they're gonna be the same, I'd rather well get the young guy in there and go crazy. Unless you're thinking about resting him until he absolutely has to play.
Zero said he competing against Money Mitch. He ain't gonna get the start.
Nah, I mean, I think Tomlin definitely gonna go with Mr. Trubisky first, and then let him.
He gonna let Mitch jack it up if he can.
But yeah, right here, right. So here's my thing: Kenny Pickett might be the better quarterback, but what's the rush, right? Pittsburgh ain't. They ain't going nowhere. But to the house. Why put him in that 5, fam? Let Mr. Trubisky do what he gonna do. Give just Mr. Trubisky his shot. Whether he fumble or fold, that's on him. Either way it goes, you know you got Kenny Pickett in the shotgun. Y'all ain't going nowhere. But regardless, I know tell these teams, yeah, we can. No, y'all can't. Right? Y'all can't do it. Pittsburgh is not built this year for it. They got some nice young guys though. Najee Harris, George Pickens, Kenny Pickett. They might be Pat Freiermuth. They might be there for a minute.
Hey, I do got an off the ball question. Do you think they'll pay Johnson?
They gave him his little extension.
They got his money. They gave him his extension.
I'm talking about more than that.
Oh no!
I'll pay him again for 2 years. Probably not.
0%. I say 0% chance, especially the way they hyping George Pickens. If Calvin Austin be half as good than what we think he is, no, 0% chance.
It's too much of a turnover effect. They did it once. They figured out what happened. They did it once. Let it ride.
Because I think it's inevitable, right, that Claypool won't be a Steeler for a long time.
He won't be a Steeler after this year, fam.
Yeah.
You can just be honest with that.
He might not.
But there's no knock to Claypool, right?
Yeah.
But they just have Pittsburgh rolls. Like they
just got a person that's better than him right now.
Huh?
I believe they got a person just better than him right now.
Who, Pickens?
Yeah.
They saying, all right.
I think Pickens, if he didn't tear his ACL, he would have been in the top 15.
I mean, I think he's the best receiver on their team. I was like, coming in, like, if you told them to start them, how they both, any of them started, he probably the best as what we see right now.
I'm talking about Claypool?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about George Pickens, how he came in. The statement he made is coming in preseason better than how Claypool first came in, Deontay Johnson first came in.
He ain't playing no regular season game.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about how they stepped in now. That's what I'm saying. I said based on how he stepped in now. For now, it's preseason. Ain't too much hype on that. Because if we saying that, I'm not saying he's better than Chase Claypool right now. Chase Claypool's rookie season was better than most.
But the way they be talking about him in practice, like they found the next AJ Green.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's just literally what they say.
Man, they might have.
But
not Arizona AJ Green.
if Pickens is who they think he is, he plays the outside. That puts Claypool back in the slot where he thrived his rookie. That's where he got his 9 touchdowns.
So, Darius, what you seen from week 1 to now? And then we'll get into the cuts for the final preseason week. This is the final week of preseason. It been no one knew.
I'd just like to point out one specific player who really stood out the most, right? Kevontae Turpin has really shown that he belonged, at least on special teams in the NFL. My goodness, I didn't know we was playing him or Devin Hester. I didn't know what was happening out there. Congratulations.
Not that he took 1 but 2. Not 1 but 2.
But that guy, I'm telling you from what I have seen, it's looking like scary hours for Antonio Gibson. Right? It looked like he lost his spot to Brian Robinson. It looked like Brian Robinson going to be the starting running back for the Commanders this going into the season. Now, what I hate that I haven't seen, I hate that I haven't seen more of Jahan Dotson involved in the offense. I don't know if they just trying to keep it basic as possible, but
you know them fast people from Penn State.
Yeah. I would like to see Evan Neal pick it up a little more. I think he had his struggles. Now, offensive tackle is probably the second hardest position to play as a rookie, right?
Yeah.
So I get it, but they're going to need him a lot more to show to get the Giants moving in the right place. I like the smoke screen that Carolina threw. We all knew that Baker Mayfield was probably going to be the winner. Does it make much of a difference?
No.
Hey, everybody else's opinion. I don't think so. But I could be biased because I'm kind of a Sam Darnold guy. I don't really think he got his first shake like Rob Anderson said. He was never in that position to thrive. He still hadn't been.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I do. Is Baker in his contract year this year?
This is 5th year.
Yeah, that's why he's starting. It's easy to let him go. I think Sam got a. No, he didn't get. If he did, he got a 1-year extension. So next year would be his contract year. I thought.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so next year would be Sam's contract year.
So yeah, that makes sense to start Baker and get him up out of there.
If
he does bad,
I say my second segment for when we move on. Well, it's just something that I got to address. Let me tell you something. But Buffalo looked extremely good. I'm talking about from, and it pains me to say because y'all know how I feel about Buffalo. But I'm talking about from like starters to third string. Those guys looked amazing up and down the field all day on Denver. They did play Denver. However, it was still flawless from their perspective.
And Denver didn't play no starters from what I saw. They didn't play any starters.
I feel it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying it. For roster cuts, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to roster cuts. If we don't figure out how the way to cut Ian Book,
I know it was coming.
like fam, I understand, but I don't understand that.
You only keeping them for numbers,
bro. No, fam. He started the whole game versus who they play. Who did they play?
The Packers. Did he play the whole game versus the Packers?
The whole game versus the Packers, basically. Bro had 100 yards throwing. Bro, what is this? You playing the ones or you playing the twos, fam, or threes? Like that's just that needs to go. But I like most of the rookies. I know Thibodeau got hurt on the chop block from Moss. They were trying to say it was a dirty play, but I mean,
it's a legal play.
It's a legal play.
But here's my thing, right? We talk about how players get hurt on hits all the time from safeties, right? That is the same exact scenario. If he don't put his head down, he don't hit him on the side of his knee, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if we gonna keep it safe, let's keep it safe throughout, not just when cats getting they clock run.
True.
Yeah. Right. I mean, but that was not. If he was tackling somebody, that would have been a flag. He left. I mean, he had his head down, right? Isn't that the crap they call?
Yep, targeting.
All right, so like
they do need to fix that rule.
Yes, it was legal, but shit was nasty.
I do think they need to fix that rule. For NFL, it's cool. They get their flag and get fined. There's just to piggyback off of that. For college, it's an unfair shake.
Yeah.
They should have 2 tries. If you get it twice, fam, now you gotta go.
Yeah. To I feel like to your point about the college, they hit them too hard, it's a wrap.
Or you or they can at least be like, hey, you got a target and you can finish this game. Just know you gotta miss a quarter or the first half of the next game. Because some of them games they may play Lafayette the next game.
Facts.
Not saying they.
Or some of the games they play a game that matter and they miss a whole game and it changes.
They miss basically the whole first half and the game over in the first half. But just to piggyback off of that, the cuts, I don't like Ian Book. I don't care who trying to test me or anything like that. I don't care. But that Dobbs, Packers,
he
gonna be all right.
Romeo, he gonna be all right.
He gonna be all right. I hope Drake can stay healthy in the league. He gonna be all right. Just to piggyback off the rookies and what I seen out of them. But I like most of the rookies this year.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think they in there working hard. Seem like they got coached right. Let me say that. We ain't seen drafts there. Rookies come in there and they.
I would say this to button it up. I think I'm really impressed with Trey Lance. I like what he looks like. Granted, it's been like some bombs. It ain't been nothing methodical, but I like it. It's completions and it's touchdowns. It looks good. It's something that they said they was missing. They get it. Danny Gray looks good for them. I hope Trey Sermon wakes up and does something. So hopefully that works for him. I know you wanted Danny Gray. I know it's sick. He a
burner.
Yeah, I think some guys in Denver. I want to see them on the field. So I guess we won't see till week 1 because I want to see if that all that works with Russell Wilson for real. This Jerry Jeudy opportunity to prove he a guy or not, because Jerry Jeudy actually on the bubble if y'all didn't know. No cap.
It's literally on his shoulders.
On his shoulders, yeah, like
shoulders. Especially Patrick going down, it is literally on Jerry Jeudy's shoulders.
Your time to shine out. We know KJ Hamler's they quick option deep ball guy. Like he's stretching the field, so you got to be the intermediate guy. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how it goes. Other than that, man, I hated to see Colin Johnson go down for New York. I thought he was gonna get a shot up there in New York. Yeah, I mean everybody else is kind of like, I mean the cuts after this last cut, I think that's when we kind of talk about something that makes some sense. So we'll see how it goes.
I got a apply quick question.
Wait, hit me up.
I actually got two of them. The first one is going to be better season. Saquon Barkley or Christian McCaffrey?
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
That's a hell of a question.
I'm glad you asked it. I was really going to bring this. I'm glad you asked it because I'm kind of upset with what I saw. But go ahead.
That's a crazy question.
I got you. I got to see the schedule to give you a real answer. I'm so sorry.
So I'm gonna break it down like this, Darius. They say Saquon don't stay healthy. This is what I heard. Saquon, this is his 5th year right here, right?
Yeah.
Saquon has literally missed technically 1 year.
But it seemed like 2 seasons.
But it seemed like 2 seasons because it was at the end of it. Well, I would say like at least midway through, maybe a little bit past midway through from when he tore his ACL. Yeah. Christian McCaffrey has missed 2 seasons. But I mean, now he does have a year up on him. He played 3 games and 7 games 1 year. So 7 games this year, last year 3. Well, last year and then the previous year 3.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy that you asked that question because as I sit and think about it, it's crazy how similar both of those teams are from an offensive standpoint, right? They are very, very similar. But I think, personally, I think Saquon is going to have the better season. And the reason I think that is because I think the Giants going to lean on Saquon a little more because they lack thereof. They don't have the talent like Carolina has a receiver, right? So now Carolina got their quarterback. Hopefully they can get the ball to your DJ Moore. He can get the ball to your Robbie Anderson. He can get the ball to your Terrence Marshalls and your Shy Smith, who I think is having a hell of a camp in preseason.
He is.
They can get the ball. In the preseason, the Giants' best receiver has been Colin Johnson, right? And he just tore his Achilles. We hadn't really seen those guys, the Kadarius Toney, Sterling Shepard. He's just coming off the PUP. Darius Slayton, where did he go? Kenny Golladay has 0 receptions in the preseason, right? So when I think about the passing attack versus the Giants versus Carolina, I think Carolina got the edge, and that goes back to my point before. I think they kind of leaned off Christian McCaffrey as far as usage go, but I think Saquon usage probably stay the same. Hopefully that guy can stay healthy. Both of them, those guys, phenomenal players. I hope they get through the season. But I think Saquon, because of the volume he'll receive, I think he'll have a better year than Christian McCaffrey.
I respect that. I seen some disrespectful stuff. Change the location for John, but I seen some disrespectful stuff. So like, I don't like people bashing people that be playing. So
hold on, look, Josh. Based off their schedule, right, and some of the defensive rankings of last year, New York is gonna face way less competitive defenses based off of last year. And actually, especially when it comes to the running game. So if they are leaning in running, they got a better chance if Saquon is fully healthy and, the line suffices. But they're literally the same person to me in terms of their last 2 years. Very talented when on the field, but injury prone. And so what we saw, though, granted it was Madden. It was a Madden thing I saw, but it was a crazy thing is, yes, we know Christian McCaffrey had his 2,000-yard season, 1,000-yard rush, 1,000 yards receiving. Cool. But he has superstar man on him for Madden this year, right? And he's been ranked in the top 5. And, in the top running backs, he's been ranked in the top 5. He's been this and that. And I'm like, overall, I'm just like, how do you get hype if you ain't played? I know what you mean to a team, but if you ain't played, bro, what does it matter?
Fan, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
It's funny that you asked that question, right?
I know what you're gonna tell me. I know what you're gonna tell me.
What?
I know what you're gonna ask me. Please bring them up. Please bring them up. Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead, Phil.
It's funny that question come from you,
Yeah.
right? Because I asked you that same question when I was telling you in terms of who ready right now in the NFC South. You tried to tell me, right, that it wasn't Carolina. But you're saying the exact same thing I'm saying about Michael Thomas. You're saying it about Christian McCaffrey.
We don't run our offense through Michael Thomas, though. He's a great deal, but we run our offense through Alvin Kamara. And we got other options outside of him now. We got a Jarvis Landry. We got a Marquez Callaway who's going to be his second. He done had to play as the number one. He's not the number one this year. We got a Chris Olave. We got options outside of our main guy if he wasn't ready to go week one.
So
behind Christian McCaffrey, you hoping other than Deontay Foreman, Chuba Herbert, and Deontay Foreman, if they look like they did last year, but Deontay Foreman is a journeyman. Okay, first and foremost, Chuba Herbert's his second year.
Okay, Chris Olave is a rookie. Jarvis Landry hadn't eclipsed 1,000 yards in how long? Marquez Callaway,
he was with Baker and Cleveland. We know what that looked like.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying, but you ain't seen Mike Thomas in nobody top 5. You ain't seen Mike Thomas in nobody elite. I'm just saying.
Please, don't get me misunderstood, right? Mike Thomas is a phenomenal player. I think he's the top receivers in the league. But for this instance, right, you're making the case for Christian McCaffrey. It's the same case I was making for Michael Thomas. How can you say this about this person who hadn't played in 2 years? You're doing.
I didn't say, but I'm saying in terms of the conversation that's being held, I didn't say Mike Thomas was top 5 because he ain't played. So I can't call him top 5 because I ain't seen him play for 2 years, or really a year in a couple games of a year, right? I ain't saying that. I'm just saying I know when healthy what he is, and so that's where my expectation comes from. The same way you can do with Christian McCaffrey or Saquon. When healthy, I know what they look like. I know what they are, but I ain't gonna praise them until I see it. So until I see Mike Thomas run a route week 1, until I see Christian McCaffrey take a handoff, Saquon Barkley take a handoff, I'm not praising them nothing. I don't think none of them should get no stars, no rave until we see it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
You can't put no man. I don't see how you could put somebody top 5 unless you're talking about talent alone. Okay, cool. Talent is proven in Mike Thomas and Christian McCaffrey.
All right. So this is the last, basically question to end the show. Both conferences, I'm only gonna do 2 from each. I need your AFC West and North winners, and I need your NFC West and North winners.
Let me give you all 4 right now, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I'm gonna go ahead and run it down. I'm gonna break the rules for you because I got it in my face. Bills winning the East. I got Cincy winning the North. I got the Titans winning the South again. Hold on to it. Just hold on to it for me. Oh, watch this though. I got the Chargers winning the West in the AFC. Eagles winning the East, NFC East.
And then NFC South, we know who you got.
Of course, you know we got New Orleans in the NFC South. In the NFC North, I think it's the year for Minnesota to take it. I got Minnesota taking it.
I try to tell one of my
the Rams running the West back again. The Rams running the West back. It's not even close.
Darius?
NFC West, y'all know. No, wait, that's wrong. I got the Rams. Now the NFC, y'all know who I've been rooting for, who I've been pulling for this whole year. I'm gonna go with the Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. NFC North, I'm gonna agree with you on that one, Mr. John. I'm gonna take the Minnesota Vikings. I'm gonna go a step further and say the Packers are gonna finish last because the Lions are gonna finish second. Right?
You want to put a stamp on that?
Chicago? We're talking about last. Don't forget Chicago's in there, right? Third.
I said they're gonna finish third.
Yeah, okay. Let me just be crazy.
I'm about to say stamp that, please.
Crazy.
My apologies.
Clip that, chat.
The NFC South, right?
Hey, fam, don't start this disrespect.
Hey, Hey, I just want the chat to know before I answer this question, I'll keep pounding that heart. You feel me? But I'm gonna take the New Orleans Saints.
Yes, sir.
But I'm gonna keep pounding.
He want Carolina to win, chat.
For whatever reason.
AFC South, I'm gonna disagree with John. I'm gonna take the Colts. I think when you look at it from
I got the Colts too.
Defensive standpoint, but they hurting so bad at receiver. But
not really.
I don't know. Matt Ryan did a lot with Olivia's Zacchaeus, so maybe he can do. He can do something with Alex Pierce, Michael Pittman, and those guys.
Mr. Veteran Rice himself.
And Jelani Woods probably be a big impact player in the offense. AFC East, I'm gonna go with the Cheetah and the Penguin. Right? I know what y'all gonna try to tell me. Josh Allen MVP. They have no one defense. All this crazy nonsense. But that's right. I'm going with the Penguin and the Cheetah and Byron Jones. They got the best cornerback duo over there. We're gonna keep it rolling. AFC North. Well, in my opinion, it's the second hardest division in football because those guys are so competitive no matter what the division, what the records are. All those teams compete. But I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. I know y'all want to say, well, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. Forget all that. Right, Lamar Jackson's back. Action Jackson's back. J.K. Dobbins is back. Marcus Peters is back. They got deep in the secondary. Those guys ready. Those guys hungry. In the AFC West, it's needless to say. You know what I'm saying? It's needless to say.
What's your saying? What's your famous saying?
Both gang or don't bang. You feel me? It's needless to say. We going away. And I know what I've been dying for this segment. I've been wanting this little 2 minutes. I know what y'all gonna say. Oh, what about Patrick Mahomes? Forget the Chiefs, bro. They are so overrated. I'm going to actually put them. Josh, you asked me who are the most overrated people. I think Kansas City is the number one overrated team in the NFL, right? When you talk about contenders, you talk about Cincinnati, the Rams, Buffalo, the Chargers. They rosters don't match up with those teams that y'all calling contenders.
Ain't it any given Sunday?
It is, but not every Sunday. It ain't every Sunday.
That is every Sunday.
It ain't.
Gotta be.
Huh?
It's gotta be.
No, bro. They don't have the likes of Jamar Chase and the Trey Hendrickson or Von Miller or Stephon Diggs or Keenan Allen, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Derrick James. They don't have those players on their team. These other teams do. So how are we calling these? I understand what people are gonna say. They got Patrick Mahomes. Well, Green Bay got right. And where they got them?
Zero said he don't have my homeboy. My homeboy.
Zero ain't listening to nothing I'm saying.
Pat Daddy put it on his back, man. I don't know. I think they should be competitive. I don't think they win it though. I don't think they win. I think they stay competitive. I just don't see an Andy Reid team not being competitive.
I'm gonna take it a step further and say they missed the playoffs.
All right, chat. I appreciate y'all rocking me today. I let Darius talk the last 3 minutes because this man is on crack every time we start talking about this. Hey, look, this is what I'm going to say. Darius, what y'all going to do this year? I'll say what you say every year.
I ceiling.
No. Say what you say every year. You've been saying it since 14.
Obviously, I'm the problem, so I ain't gonna say it. I still in 15-2.
And so you heard it here, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, 15-2 is how he's rocking.
All right, chat. I appreciate y'all rocking with us. My boy, Big Dare. You got Lil Zoo, a.k.a. John, and you got me, a.k.a. you can basically say I'm the host. But we know we back next Wednesday. If y'all got we'll put the social media when we post it on YouTube. YouTube channel is Final Possession. Go subscribe to the channel. We might dual stream on both of them, Twitch and YouTube. Just give us some feedback. And then
like and subscribe.
We'll go back. Also follow the Twitch final possession as well.
Boys in the Hood.
They might hear. So, but other than that, we out. Appreciate y'all rocking.
I'll let y'all.
Peace. We love y'all. See y'all next Wednesday at 8 o'clock.